On this episode of Two Fat Drunks, we're going to give you our top 5 best action movies of the 21st century. That's right, the last 22 years have actually kicked out some really, really great action movies, and we're going to blab about that coming up
next.
At Reno. So, hey, man, welcome.
All right, man.
Come on back into the show, everybody.
Fire it up.
Jeremy.
You know, it's getting toward
Amber's
fall.
that way, and
It's getting toward
Jeremy's
fall.
that way. So I'm JDV,
I'm War Pig.
and we've been making movies since '94, and we have seen a lot of movies,
A lot of violence.
and seen some other dark things. Anyway,
How was I supposed to know?
all right. So let's just
Get right into it, man. Come on.
Okay, so
Let's go.
when I sprung this topic on you today, what first came to your mind?
Right. The first thing that came to mind. So I thought about action movies, right? And this kind of surprised me a little
That
bit.
is the topic of the show.
Exactly. But this surprised me when I thought of it, but I like it a lot. It's a guilty pleasure. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Masturbating.
No. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, dude. With fucking Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Is that in the 2000s?
Yes, sir, it is. I believe it's
Like
2005.
2001?
Yeah.
Is it
it's-
really?
Yeah, it's early 2000s. Yep.
I didn't know.
So that's why I made the cut.
I thought that was 34 years ago that movie came out.
Right? Because everything feels like 34 years ago.
Do you think that is worthy of being in the top 5 or even top 10 of the last 22 years of films?
Yeah, and here's the reason why, right?
I mean, I remember
every
there's
movie,
a good sequence in it. but-
there's loads of good sequences in it. There's loads of action in it. There's actually way more action in it than you remember. You're thinking of different parts of it, but I assure you,
I'm
there's
probably
a
thinking
shit
about
house
her
of action.
boobs.
Well, but that's another characteristic of that movie. That was when Angelina Jolie was as hot as she would ever get. That was the zenith of Angelina Jolie-ishness. She never got to that.
Well, yeah,
again.
you could argue the same thing for Brad Pitt, although his
Well,
career went
yeah,
on a little bit longer, yeah.
but see what I'm
He's
saying?
still the Pitt.
A woman, no, look,
and
I
women
don't
are
make the
generally
rules,
more,
man,
yeah.
but women are rated differently. It just, that is how it is,
I got you.
right? So, I mean, that's where Mr. and Mrs. Smith was just, and plus, I was telling these guys, you know what it is? It's the rebirth of Romancing the Stone. It has that sort of vibe to it.
Okay.
Because while it's loads of action, it's not all just blood and guts. It's them actually, there's some martial
So
arts
it's like,
to it. There's
you like the True Lies aspect of it.
exactly, and it's
And that was the last movie Jamie Lee Curtis was hot in.
Well, exactly, and I'm pretty sure that's, if I'm not mistaken, I think, boy, I'm gonna mess myself up. I thought it was Matthew Vaughn that did that movie, and he went on to do quite a movie. But I think this was his first big hit.
The good thing about Mr. and Mrs. Smith was it's a modern action also.
very modern.
At
the time, you got to give it a break. 2005, man.
It was a modern action with their fighting and the gunplay. Everything was modern.
Right.
Like you said, Romancing the Stone was more of an old school action.
You may have
story.
to start assigning BS to a number because you would have to be before smartphones.
Yeah.
Because seriously, like anything made,
You're full of
a
BS.
movie made before smartphones is almost a fantasy film. It's almost like, oh, that's not polite, that nice, this old action movie, because smartphones invalidate so many things from other movies. It's just like,
You got to run down 5 blocks to get to the payphone.
right? No, I don't. I have this Krell super device. Hang on a second. Let me access all the information that's ever existed. 1 second.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, so you vote for that. Okay,
Yep.
so I got my top 3. Number 3 on my list for. Actually, this is a tough call between this and
Bring it,
my
man.
number 2, but I'm going to go with Edge of Tomorrow as my number 3 action.
Hell yeah, man.
It could be number 2, but I mean it's
St.
second.
Cruz,
it's
bro.
Second news, but yeah, St. Cruz is St. Cruz-y best. It is the last Bill Paxton movie that really I think he even did, or it was last great Bill Paxton
Man,
movie.
I forgot about
It's
that.
just a
Yep.
great movie. And there's
is good.
huge action sequence in it. The reason why maybe it's number 3 instead of number 2 or number 1 is that because they do repeat the same thing, yes, from different angles.
Right.
It's a little different than if each single thing was a completely new adventure. So I got to maybe ding it a little bit on that, but the sequences are amazing.
Let me give you a counter for that. I love that movie, and I think you're absolutely right to put it at 3, but here's a different reason. That was right around that period of time when Tom Cruise was making some chancy movies, man. He made Minority Report. He made Vanilla Sky. He made Collateral. He was like artistically taken some chances, and they weren't all hits. But very few people have a catalog like that of pretty cerebral
So what you're saying
sci-fi
here
movies.
is that Tommy Cruise is a good actor?
He's okay.
Going on a limb, are you?
I'm a great actress here.
Hey, have you heard of this movie called Top Gun?
It'll never catch on.
It's never gonna work. Anyway, that movie to me is got so much action in it. So many things happen, and unlike a lot of action movies that are kind of like fantasy or sci-fi,
Right, some element.
the effects hold up. I mean, when you look at it now, like that's going to look great 20 years from now.
Right.
It just looks good.
Well, that's when you like movies that use practical effects,
Believable.
especially with
It's
guns,
believable.
because that still holds up. Because guns still work that way.
That's why Aliens still.
Right,
holds
and
up.
it's still an excellent
All right,
film.
so for me, that's my number 3. All right,
Okay,
let's
so-
give me what's your number 2?
Wait, my next
What
one.
is
My
your number two?
My number 2 is John Wick. Okay,
Yeah,
and
you
I know it's real easy to kind of. It's okay. It's one of those things where it's so popular, it's almost cliche. But it came out of nowhere. No one was expecting
true.
this movie not only to come out, but to create a genre of action movie.
Well, a
now,
giant franchise at least.
exactly. Well, Equilibrium had something similar, but that was, that's more culty.
Fu.
Yeah, you're totally right. But that gun fu concept,
Gun fu.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
gun fu,
John
yeah.
Wick brought that out.
Well, that was a Hollywood version of
that, right? Because Equilibrium was an independent movie, it's a cult movie.
Equilibrium.
Yeah, but that was based off of John Woo too. I mean, that goes back to the 90s. Absolutely, it's just the next step in that.
In the
genre.
2000s, yeah, it's John Wick, right?
for sure.
And they are popular films. Even the ones that came out later, you're like, it's really not that good. But there's the action sequences are still so amazing. You're like, well, I gotta watch this. It's just a stunt show.
When did Matrix 3 come out?
Oh, that's obviously what 2005. 05 was a good
So
year for
then
action
Matrix
movies.
2 is what? 2004, 2003?
2003, I'm guessing.
'Cause
There was a gap. Like it took a little time for
Because
the
I
next
am a
one to come out.
sucker for Matrix 2. I think that sequence on the highway is one of the most. You kind of forget about how incredible that sequence is. They built a freaking highway, man.
That is amazing.
That had that badass at the time brand new Cadillac, and he saw them in that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying
Which
they
is
didn't
still
do
a bad
it's
car, man. I'm sorry.
No,
that
they
is a
didn't
sweet
because
car,
they just
dude.
said all action. I mean, that's true.
And
they
that
did
movie,
go for it.
Yeah, you have to kind of like John Wick movies, like oh, the second one sucks so bad, and the third one, oh, they're okay. The same thing like Matrix 3 is so awful that you forget.
Did you forget there was a
Matrix
Matrix?
2 is actually really, really good movie.
It's so bad it hurts the other film.
Yeah, Matrix 3
Yeah.
is so bad it does actually
it's
hurt
true,
the others.
man.
So, but yeah, that would be my honorable mention, and kind of in line with what you're talking
Right.
about, a very modern, Asian almost.
Right, and just that
film.
whole
But with
slick,
Hollywood money.
super slick, stylized. I mean, the guys who teach him jujitsu are famous now. They're like some
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
sure.
brothers from Kentucky
there's a
that
whole
are like
cult,
super
yeah.
bad.
Oh, yeah,
right.
they're bad,
So it's
yeah.
this whole,
Yeah.
they're even in the movie. I think they're in the first one or the second one. But
All right, so that's a good one. I
Right.
can't hardly bitch about John Wick too much, can I? I'd say the number 2 movie, and again, it's a movie I just saw recently again, and was shocked at the amount of violence. I mean, after about the first 10 minutes,
this movie is violent.
it's just, for an hour straight. Then it'll take a 10-minute pause, and then another 45 minutes straight of just crazy, expensive, believable action.
Are you ready to go? Kind of.
World War Z is a great
Yeah, World War
action
Z, dude.
movie. It is.
Underrated for that. Yeah, underrated for that aspect of it. No, you're right. How are you gonna argue that?
It's also super duper scary in parts and stressful.
Yeah, it
and
is,
everything.
dude. It's
But
make you
the
nervous.
action in the first 2/3 of that film, when they get to the
When they get to
UN
when they go all the
building,
way
then
to
it
Israel,
then it finally
well, it calms
takes
down
it
when they get
down.
on the boat, but then they're right back out, and they go to Korea. There's that whole sequence trying to get on the plane.
Oh no, there's
Then
little
there's the-
moments where you can go and get some popcorn.
But then the
you
Israeli
better be
shit, dude.
fast
You better
in
be
line
fast, dude.
because
the
there's-
Israel sequence is
the
wild.
Israel sequence alone
Wild, dude.
should be.
It's a callback to great older action adventure films. Because
I can see that.
It's truly an adventure film because he hops from
But
place
it
to place.
is.
It's
It's like an
adventure
Evil
also.
Dead adventure.
It's like Evil Dead Adventure, right? Something like that. 'cause it's
Indiana
just-
Jones meets Ash.
Right.
That's exactly right. Indiana Jones, a great
It's
adventure
Frank
action. And World War Z is
World War
an
Z,
action
yeah.
adventure.
And that the action also manages to be suspenseful and scary.
Yeah, because you're it's literally edge of your seat.
Just means it's even better. It's like what you see in Predator, which has a strong argument for the best movie of all time. As
right
an
in the
but
another
same thing.
century.
Well, not
All
only
by
is it
time.
really great action that's believable, it's in this sci-fi fantasy element, and that
Right.
even puts a little bit more.
It gives it a little spin because
Just-
it's hard
yeah,
to mix
same
those
thing.
elements
All right,
that
so
well.
Anyway, that's my. I mean,
So-
next time you watch World War Z, really think about how much pyrotechnics is happening,
Right,
how
it's like
many
just
extras are involved.
just a
I mean,
shitload.
that airplane sequence alone.
That's amazing.
Incredible sequence.
Remember-
the edge of the building, right?
Yeah.
In the very
Right.
beginning is one of the most brilliant scenes ever.
When he's
I mean, he
counting-
has the
wait.
forethought to count
I got it in my mouth.
seconds, thinking, "Am I?"
Because you listen to that.
And they use
Right.
that little kid song or
Really,
whatever.
the train has left the station.
Yeah, like,
fucking what?
So anyway, that's my number two.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
your number
my
one?
number one, right? So
Number one.
I was inspired by the genre approach to World War Z, and I thought about what is fucking blast,
Batman and Robin.
dude, Dread.
Oh,
Dread, dude. Come on,
scooped
bro.
me, man.
I scooped you, bro. Dread, man.
a good one.
Dread is Dread is bomb. Like,
I knew there was one I was forgetting.
and
I'll tell you
I'm
about
pretty
stuff
sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought we went to the show to see that.
I definitely saw it.
Yeah, we saw the show, bro. And that's not
Me
that
and 6 other
typical
people in
these days.
America.
Yeah, went to the show to see Dread,
I was
dude.
one of them.
Dread was bomb, man, and it was just
It
so
was a
like
bomb.
it
It
was
wasn't-
so hardcore, dude. It was just
Residents of Peachtree.
Right.
This is Judge Dredd. It's like,
Judge
fucking
Dredd.
hey, it is.
dude. He's just it never takes it off whole time. The chick was pretty good
But
too.
Even half of Carl Urban's face is a better actor than most actors' whole face.
That's better than your ass. It's incredible. It's amazing.
Well, that's a great pick, man.
Dredd,
Especially in the genre of horror. Or
when they get to
sci-fi.
the top and there's 5 miniguns going like fucking 20 millimeters, it's just laying
horror
waste.
of getting skinned in super slow motion because that
Yeah,
drum
Right, dude.
and falling.
But they had the whole
Just incredible.
Give him a hit of slow mo before you push him off.
Start to finish though, full.
amazing,
Nonstop.
yeah.
It's
And then at the very end,
Well,
right?
the first time he goes into that room that has with the rookie, he's like, she's just sitting there like, holy shit.
Holy shit. Fucking
He's just
instantly laid waste.
wasting everybody in super slow mo. All right, so that's a great one. But all right, so
Come on, man, bring it. Give me your best.
it's gonna be tough. But I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Come on,
because in a way, this movie has maybe got a little bit more universal appeal and kind of sums up an entire era of Hollywood, from Errol Flynn movies to Harrison Ford movies, and that is going to be the original Pirates of the Caribbean. The Black Pearl is an insanely action-packed. I mean, there is so much action in that movie; it boggles the mind. And of course, think about the fame level that Johnny Depp. The only reason anyone gave two shits about Johnny Depp in that trial is because he's Captain Jack Sparrow. When's the last time you saw the movie?
Actually, I kind of watched it 2 years ago because it came on. Because if it comes on,
Oh yeah,
you kind of watch it, man.
Yeah, that's
now,
the ultimate TBS movie.
the
right
first
there.
one. Not the rest of them were, got a little.
Just the
But,
first one.
but the first one, no, man.
that's another
And
series
you
that was
did
hurt by-
totally invent a character as famous as Indiana Jones.
As
right?
famous as Snake Plissken.
I mean, people go to cosplay as him. They dress as him. I mean, they just no. He
Judge
created.
Dredd never caught on. Edge of Tomorrow was a giant. I mean,
Yeah, they were all
the
flops.
other movies. Now World War Z even.
But but Brad Pitt was already famous. It wasn't like and
Yeah.
no one else in the movie was
Right,
famous
what was the
because
character's name in World War Z? Yeah, see, you don't know. It didn't.
know. You know it's Brad Pitt. You
it's
got me,
Brad
man.
Pitt.
Yeah.
Right? It's Jerry Lane spelled with a G, for
Right, Jerry.
some reason. Okay,
And everyone
but
goes, "I'll try to get you out."
you know
Jerry,
what it's not?
but
It's
no promises.
Captain Jack Sparrow. So I mean, yeah.
Right.
Now, would I rather watch Judge Dredd back to back as opposed to the Pirates of the Caribbean? Yes, but
Right.
I would much rather see Pirates of the Caribbean with my wife and kids than Judge
Yeah,
Dredd.
definitely.
And it is a perfect Sunday movie. So like you get up, it's like 12 o'clock, it's before the games are on or anything like that. You got to
Yeah.
vacuum the house, put on Pirates of the Caribbean.
And then you're the rest. You don't even have to watch it necessarily. You just listen to it.
So anyway, that's my number one. Okay, honorable mention.
Honorable mention for me. Okay, and this is just from the heart, right? Because
Everything from you is from the fart. You smell
Oh,
bad.
yeah, sorry.
I mean, you
My
smell
mistake.
bad.
No, dude, you know what I'm going to... Okay, just because it smells, do the Expendables.
Ah, yeah.
Come on, dude. The Expendables, man.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got Dolph Lundgren, Stallone. You got Mickey Rourke's in it.
That was on the other
Jason
damn bounce.
Statham. Come on, dude. The Expendables, man. I mean, isn't Jet Li in it? Yeah, Jet Li's in that, dude. Is that in that?
Do you think he's in the
Jet Li's
sequel?
first one.
Is
That's Jet Li, dude,
Dolph
in the first
Lundgren
one.
wasn't in until I don't think.
He's the
But he's
villain.
in the movie.
No,
No,
he's
no. Dolph Lundgren's in the first one.
No, he's in the first one, dude.
Was he in the
That's why the number 2 one is so like, oh, Dolph
I think Stone
bad.
Cold's the
What?
villain in 2. I don't know.
Stone Cold.
All right.
But yeah, so Expendables, because it's just, dude, fucking Terry Crews, man.
Before he became a...
Camacho, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Shit. I know things are fucked up right now.
That
But I
shotgun,
believe it,
automatic
shit.
shotgun, what the jackhammer.
Right? That's an Atchison Assault 12, dude. Just, what?
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
God, I had a good one and it went out of my brain.
That's
Went out of
lame,
my
dude.
brain pan.
I got a trick for you. Ready? Just extra shots, right? Quick, right now. Best action movie of the 70s. Off the top of your head. Don't think about it.
Apocalypse Now.
Okay, ready? Smokey and the Bandit. Just
Not
a
over
good
the
old
now.
boy.
Not over the now, baby.
Never me. I don't think the fucking that movie's
Christ,
now,
she's a sapper. Run a lot of lead up her ass.
in the beginning, sure, but at the end, it's like well, just the action goes down, but the fucking drama.
Still
You-
matters.
At that point, you're like this.
Oh, that village sequence wins the 70s, man. Sorry.
Well, with
Maybe Star Wars? I don't
with,
know. I mean,
with Kilgore, right? Charlie, don't surf.
you're going to say, well, the biggest movies in the last 20 years have been what? Avenger movies, right? MCU movies. So I think one of them's got to make it in, at least an honorable mention. Captain America, Winter Soldier, I think we would agree that.
Yeah,
has to
that dude, that is.
For pure action, now I think that the one with Thanos is a better film overall.
But you know what Captain
for
America?
just ass kicking fighting,
Dude, listen to me. Ready?
Winter Soldier is
You know
pretty
what
damn good
you know what
movie.
Winter Soldier is, dude? Winter Soldier is fucking Mac Bolan, dude. That is a
It is basically
Mac
Mac
Bolan,
Bolan,
dude.
yeah.
It's a total executioner movie because he goes rogue, right? And that sequence in the elevator is badass. That's badass, dude. I'm sorry. As big of a douche as that guy
is
is
actually
in real life,
what elevates that film above all the other
That
MCU
scene.
films is that scene.
dude.
Because
I mean,
that
every
scene
other scene is pretty good, but that
you hate America.
I love America.
But you hate
I
her.
have one, it's a Malaysian film called The Raid.
I have heard of that.
It is an incredible movie.
Shot on a C-100.
You watch this film
It's
from start
crazy.
to finish, it is one of those non-stop
It's a police
action.
movie, yeah.
It's what Chris Hemsworth, he made that his movie for Netflix, The Extraction.
Yeah.
Extraction is actually a pretty good
It's
movie,
a great
man.
film.
Yeah.
Great film.
All right, so there you go. There's
There you
some,
go.
anyway, at least 10 different movies
Right.
to watch. If you haven't
If
seen
you-
any of those flicks, go ahead and check them out. If you like this kind of crap, you gotta like, subscribe, share. Tell your buddies about it. And hey,
They like dumb shit. They'll
we'll buy you a beer next time we see you. And until then, love each other and. Oh no, sir, I must be around.
Robert E. Howard, the guy who wrote Conan the Barbarian, was a lunatic. He was a
Blew his head
hermit
off with
who
a
lived
shotgun.
alone.
He
Okay?
stuff his shirts.
He started writing Conan
He was a speedballer too.
because Conan came to him in his mind and told him, if you don't write these stories, I'm going to cut off your head. And he said, I wrote as if Conan was standing above me. He wrote all the novels in like a month and never did anything else again.
That's because he was a speedballer.
Be sure to visit EvilGeniusEntertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.